Hi everyone, this is Linda and I have a recipe here from Weight Watchers. Actually, I'm so glad we can say Weight Watchers again instead WW. Anyway, last week at my workshop, this is one of the recipes they gave out. Slow cooker, let me see if I can get in here, green pork chili. And it says it's between 3 to 6 points per serving, depending upon your plan. Look how easy these ingredients look. I will snap a picture of this later. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try this recipe because I have a lot of errands today to run. And this sounds really good, so tonight we'll have a yummy dinner. The ingredients that they call for here, I'll try to go through it and show you what I'm doing. You can improvise. If you don't always have everything that they say, just think, I could use this or I can use this, or add your own varieties. That's what I do. So this is going to be my version of it. 1 pound of dried northern beans, and one package here is 1 pound. 6 cups of chicken stock. I usually have a lot of chicken stock, but I could only find one. And so I'm going to substitute for 4 cups of water, which is fine. I do a lot of my soups that way. So use what you have. And then 1.5 cups of salsa verde. I always keep this on hand. I have this stocked in my cupboard all the time because I use it for a lot of simple recipes. When you just want to make chicken real quick, you can pour it over your chicken breast and make a yummy gourmet tasting chicken in a snap. Anyway, so I've got, it calls for 1.5 cups. I've got 4 little ones here and one over here on the side, just in case it's not enough. A tablespoon of ground cumin, and then you're going to do a teaspoon of salt and pepper, and of each. And then it says 2 1-pound pork tenderloins. So I have this 2-pound pork tenderloin that I picked up. It wasn't bad, $9 for 2 pounds. The price of meat these days, it's like if you can find something under $10 for a meal that's going to last for a few meals, go for it. Okay, so there's my pork tenderloin, and it says each cut crosswise into 3 pieces. So you'll see me do that in a minute. 1/2 cup of fresh cilantro, which I've got here. You're going to add that later for your garnish. I'm adding, because I like a little bit of onion in all my soups. I have a 1/2 onion already here, so I'm going to do a 1/2 onion. Sometimes I'll do a whole onion. Also, I have a 1/2 can of corn left from a recipe the other night. I'm going to throw that in too because I think it'll taste good, and I love corn. And it's 0 points on my plan. So I'm going to put this together. It says in a slow cooker, combine the beans, stock, salsa, and cumin. I made a new word. Salt and black pepper. Then you're going to add the pork that's been cut up into 3 pieces, cut crosswise. And then cover and cook until the beans and pork are tender, 7 to 8 hours. I will also add my onion at this time. I'm not going to add the corn till later because it's already cooked and I don't want it getting too mushy. So this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to fast forward it. Okay, I opened up my 2 pounds of pork. This is a lot of pork. So they say to do 2 1-pound pork tenderloins. I'm not doing that much. I'm going to save this one for another meal. I'm just cut in diagonal. I cut actually like 4 pieces because this is a pretty good size of pork tenderloin. It's going to go into my soup. This is plenty. I also trimmed any fat off as much as I could. So I don't think you need 2 pounds. I don't know if that's a misprint or what, but to me that would be a lot of points having all of this pork in there. So anyway, I'm going to get started here. I'm going to go ahead, and it says to add, I'm just going to kind of start to throw all the ingredients in. Oh, one thing I wanted to point out, on the salsa verde, 2 of the little cans makes 1.5 cups. I told you I wasn't sure how many, only 2 of the little cans. So that's fine. So I'm going to throw all the ingredients in and fast forward it and let you see what it looks like. Okay, you probably noticed steam when I threw in the salsa verde. Anytime I'm using my Instant Pot slow cooker on the slow cooker, but anytime I use it, I always preheat my Instant Pot, and it kind of gets it really hot, gets it going, then I turn it off and I'll put it on slow cook. That's why you saw steam. Okay, I'm getting ready to add my beans. Usually I will pre-soak my beans and rinse them all off, but it didn't say that. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse them in the sink at least, and then I'm gonna pour them in. Okay, I just added the beans. I've got all the ingredients in here now, and except the cilantro, you'll add at the end, and corn I'm going to add at the end too, because I don't want it in my sheet. I'm going to put this on slow cook. I think it says for 7 hours. I'm not quite sure what it said here again. 7 to 8 hours on low, or 4 to 5 on high. My husband gets off at 3, so I'm going to put it on high for 5 hours and see how it goes. Be back. Okay, this is my Instapot. It does the broiler thing on the top too, you know, will brown your food. It has an attachment for that, but it also has a slow cooker. So I use the slow cooker instead of getting the slow cooker all the time. I've got it in this handy dandy little rolling cart that I just push away and pull it in when I need it. Anyway, so I'm gonna go over here to, oh, sorry I lost you here. I'm gonna go over here where it says slow cook, push that. Now it says high for 8 hours. I am going to take it down to 5, and then I'm going to hit the start button. I've got the lid on. It's all ready to go. I'm going to go run all my errands, and when I come back, my house is going to smell amazing. Okay, I just got home, and it's been cooking for a little over 5 hours on high, and my Instant Pot on the slow cooker. Oh my gosh, it tastes so good. I just sampled it. Right now what I need to do is pull out the pork, and then I'm going to shred it with 2 forks. I'm going to take 1 cup of the beans out and mash them and put it all back together, and then dinner's ready. Okay, I just removed the pork, and it is so tender, it's just falling off right now. I think 1 pound was plenty. This is a lot of pork. Okay, I'm going to try to shred the pork tenderloin while I got the camera around my neck. Oh my gosh, look how easy this is. I could even do this with the camera around my neck. This is the pork tenderloin. Just going to shred it all. I'm going to stick it back into the chili bean soup. First, I'm going to remove 1 cup of beans with a slotted spoon and mash them a little bit and throw it back in. I guess so it helps thicken it. Oh my gosh, this is so easy. I am definitely making this again. Super simple, and I just took a sample of the soup. It is so good, especially if you like kind of spicy. It's very good. Okay, look at that, how fast that went. Okay, I got 1 cup of beans out and tried to drain as much of the soup off of it. I'm going to smash it up a little bit, and it's going to go back into the crock pot. The beans are cooked real good, so it's mashing up real good. Okay, I put the shredded pork tenderloin. That's a lot of pork tenderloin. I'm glad I only did half of the recipe. Here's the mashed up beans. I used a potato masher, but they are so soft. You could use a fork, whatever you have, a spoon, just to mash up a couple of them to go into the soup. I think it's to help thicken it. Okay, now I'm just gently going to stir it together, like it says, just to mix this up. The crock pot's no longer on, but it's still hot. So this is just to mix it up. You don't need to cook it anymore. Although I am going to turn it on probably for a couple minutes because I'm going to add that little bit of corn I have. Okay, it's all finished now. I've got my husband videoing me here with my iPhone. Anyway, this is how it turned out. Can you zoom in on it, babe? I don't know if you can or not. Really hearty. Look at all that shredded pork in there. And now I'm going to top it with a little bit of chopped up cilantro on the top. This is optional, it said, but of course, I think this is awesome. And this is going to be our dinner. I'm going to figure out the points. Go ahead and go back up. I'm going to figure out the points afterwards, and I'll post it on the video. Also, usually we'll have crackers or something, but I do have this bread here. I'm going to show you in a second, that we had from the other night. I get this at Aldi's, and it says keto friendly, and I'm not usually too well about keto because many times the points are not that low. But the points are on this. These buns are 2 points each. So I'm just going to lightly toast these, and we'll have it along with our chili soup. I'm trying to think what they call this again. It's called slow cooker green pork chili. And so can't wait to try. What about you, babe?
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
He's hungry too. See you on the next video. Bye.